Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to be talking about that damn Ben Simmons again. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, listen, y'all already know how I feel about Ben Simmons. You guys already know this. Y'all already know this. I try my best to not spend much time talking about this guy because I'm going to say what I said, and I've always said this. Ben Simmons is one of the biggest time wasters I've seen come out of the NBA in a year. There are a lot of them, but he's at the top. He's a creme de la creme, man. He's the top of the shelf when we're talking about time wasters in the NBA. Now, this morning, because some of you wonder if you don't like talking about Ben Simmons, why are you talking about him today? Well, this morning I was doing some research and something told me, hey, check Yahoo Sports, see what they're talking about this morning. So I go over there, and then I come across an article, which was published about 3 or 4 days ago by Kaylee Lawson Freeman. And basically the article says, report, Ben Simmons credited with 1 year of service for the 76ers season he didn't play. The minute I heard that story, I was like, this is a typical Ben Simmons story. But before we even get into this story, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me just get into this story here. The article y'all just listen to this. Ben Simmons was credited with a year of service for the season he didn't play for the Philadelphia 76ers and was traded to the Brooklyn Nets, according to a report from ESPN. The information reportedly came as a part of a previously undisclosed side letter. In the NBA's new collective bargaining agreement, this report comes almost a month after the CBA was released ahead of free agency in June. Years of service matter when eligibility for new deals and maximum contract values are being determined. The league's decision was reportedly contested by officials from several teams who felt he should have not received credit for the 2021-2022 season. While Simmons now has 7 official years of service in the league, the ruling is reportedly not intended to set a precedent for future cases. Simmons requested a trade from the Sixers during the 2021 offseason. The request came after the team's second round Game 7 loss to the Atlanta Hawks. After reporting to training camp ahead of the 2021-22 season, the former LSU Tiger opted to not participate or play in any regular season games due to his mental health. In February 2022, he was traded to the Nets in a deal that saw James Harden go to the 76ers. In Brooklyn, the 3-time All-Star remained on the bench, dealing with various knee and back issues. He underwent back surgery in April 2022 to address lower back pain from a herniated disc. During that time, he reportedly filed a grievance against the Sixers, who had withheld about $20 million of his salary. He was still paid by the Nets for his time during the 2021-2022 season. He also reportedly settled with Philadelphia in August of 2022 to regain some of the salary the team withheld. Those specifics have not been reported. And then the article basically goes on to waste some more time of our time talking about Ben Simmons. So you heard what the article had to say about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, Lord have mercy. Ben Simmons went to the playoffs. He played terribly. He wasn't the only one that played terribly in that season, but he was the one that played the worst. I would say Ben Simmons played the worst in that entire playoff year, if I'm being honest with you. He played absolutely horrendously in that series. They lose the series. His coach and his teammate, Joel Embiid, who is now looking like a joke himself, they all said, we don't know if this is the dude. He got mad. He didn't show up to work. Pause the video. That right there should already been the problem. What self-respecting professional gets into an argument with his boss, or his boss says something about him, or not even his boss, his colleague, and because Doc Rivers is not Ben Simmons' boss, really, it's the owners and the guys that paid the check, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then that person says, while they're still in the contract, goes, you know what? I'm not coming to work no more. And on top of that, I want you guys to trade me to another team. And on top of that, while I'm not working, I want you guys to pay me. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Ben Simmons way. This is the Ben Simmons way. And the irony in all of this is, even when he got to Brooklyn, listen to this. Ben Simmons gets to Brooklyn. The videos are there. Brooklyn was gearing for the playoffs. So I think they were already in the playoffs against the Celtics. There's videos of Ben Simmons working out. Yeah, man, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. You know, I'm getting close. Nets go up to go down 0-3. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it. I think I have an injury. Now, here's the question we got to ask yourself. If Ben Simmons had an injury, how did he pass that physical to get traded? I mean, y'all help me understand. The Ben Simmons supporters, let me know in the comments. How did he do it? He gets to Philly. He gets to Brooklyn. He doesn't play. The next year, you would think that Ben Simmons will come back and have an incredible season. Do you know what Ben Simmons did last year? This is a former All-Star, former All-Defensive player. This man put up 7 points, 0 threes, shot 56% from the field. Someone like, that's a great percentage. Nah, when you attempt 5.6 shots, less than 6 shots a game, that ain't nobody clapping for you. He shoots 44% from the free throw line. Let me guess. He was going through some mental stuff to shoot 44%. Then he shot 63%. It got 6.3 rebounds and 6.1 assists and 2 turnovers. And at one point got relegated to being a bench player. And at the end of all of that, he now somehow gets to escape through. He got his money for not playing, and he continues to march on. This is the Ben Simmons way. This is how Ben Simmons rolls. One of the biggest wastes of time in the entire NBA. Ben Simmons himself. And then when you had people that could actually interview this guy and talk to him, like a JJ Redick, he goes up there and is rubbing him on his tummy. Not willing to ask him not even one serious question. Just there, oh, well, Ben, it's not your fault. It's everybody else's fault. This is Ben Simmons for y'all, man. Just felt like I need to give you guys a quick update on what's happening in the life and times of Ben Simmons, one of the biggest time wasters in NBA history. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments. And again, if you want to access for the full show today, check out the Dreamerspro podcast. We have it pinned in the comments. Catch y'all later. Peace.